Greetings, students. Let's take us through some examples of building what are known as series circuits. Series circuits means that whatever components are going into the building of your circuit, we want them all to be in one overall circle or line without any additional branching. And so what I have in front of us are two resistance boxes, and we can connect them up to one another in the following way, for instance. So the two nearby ports to one another, that now shows that they are connected to one another like so, but this is not a complete circuit yet because we want to be able to extend our circuit from the other ports. And so just to show you an example of how that might work, we're plugged into here, and then we're plugged into this side. And so these two are now in communication with one another, but we still don't have a complete circuit because we need to have these connected up possibly to some other component. And so in this case, let's say that we wanted to connect these now to our meter. Alright, so we could do that. And so let's say the overall goal in this case is we want to get the total resistance of both boxes at once. Now, I've already preset these to certain values. I've got this one set to 50 ohms, and I have this one set to 30 ohms. And you want to double check and make sure you've got these set to exactly what you want, as sometimes will accidentally happen. One of these other dials will be set inadvertently, and so you want to just dial those down to 0 so you have exactly what you want on both of these. So this being a basic series circuit, you can see that we have a complete loop here. Let's go ahead and check the overall value. Alright, so we can do that by dialing to our ohm settings. Let's move it in here a little closer so you can see. And so if we have 30 and 40, keep dialing down until we get a reading. So you see we have a reading there on the 2 kilo ohm setting, which if we wanted to adjust to ohms, we'd have to move that decimal 3 to the left, and you see it's pretty close to 80, 79, 80. But in this case, you get your greater precision if you dial down to 200 ohms, as you see 81.5, which is quite close to simply the sum of 30 plus 50, which is 80. You may rightly expect to get a value that's a little bit different. A couple of reasons for that. One reason is there's resistance that's contributing from the wiring itself, albeit that's usually pretty small. And there's also internal resistance within the boxes themselves, because after all, what's hidden inside of here are several individual resistors, which I'll show you in another segment, that as you dial connects them up in different ways. And so there's also internal resistances within the boxes themselves. Okay, so that's your first example of a series circuit.